Hello, the purpose of this video is to discuss methods and key ideas for solving equations, a variety of equations. So we're going to share first the biggest and most important idea of them all, which is that something we already knew, whatever we do to one side of the equation, we do to the other. So if we add a number to the left side, we add it to the right side. If we divide by one number on the right, we do it on the left. And gradually, we're going to be isolating the variable that we want to solve the equation for. And here are the types of equations we're dealing with. Simple equations, and then these get a bit more sophisticated, and we have two-step equations. And then we have multi-step equations. So depending on the type of equation is the method that we want to use that will facilitate us solving them in the friendliest way. So simple equations, well, those are simple. We can solve by inspection or guess and check. And so that's kind of our first step. Then we have two-step equations where we begin to use a lot of opposite operations. This is a lot like what we did with our cups and our blocks, where we say subtracted the blocks and then realized that we could also eliminate cups on one side, etc. So those two types of equations, this is the type we've been working mostly so far. Then what we're going to be exploring in this session is going to be multi-step equations. And those, we're going to use some of the algebra that we have learned, distributive property, where you look at common denominators, or cross multiplication when we have equations sometimes that involve fractions. But here is the second very important key idea. As we begin working on multi-step equations, one of our goals is, interestingly enough, to make it simpler. So as we work, we do algebraic manipulations to make a multi-step equation look a lot more like a two-step equation, and then a two-step equation into a simple equation, because those are the easiest ones to solve. So that is the key idea of what we're trying to do. Every time that we have an equation that is more complicated, we gradually want to make it friendlier, make it a two-step equation, make it a simple equation, and from there we can solve them with a lot more ease.